All right, we got Adam Alexander here. Adam, how are you doing today?
Doing great, Josh. How are you?
Doing good. So let's talk about NASCAR on TNT for a minute. That's going on. That started a couple weeks ago. Let's preview that. Just tell us what's going on.
Well, we've had a good couple of weeks so far. Pocono was exciting the way that race ended. And I think fans always like it when Dale Earnhardt Jr. gets the victory, and him getting a second win of the year was big for him and that team. And that was his first win at Pocono. And then we went to Michigan, and Jimmy Johnson had never won at Michigan, and he was able to finally pull in the victory lane for the first time. So now there's only 4 tracks where he's not won on the schedule, which is pretty incredible. And he's now won 3 of the last 4 races, so they're really hot right now. And this weekend we come to Sonoma, which is pretty wide open. Last 9 races here, we've had 9 different winners. And, I'd say there's a chance that streak could continue on Sunday. It's a wild card race. I think when you look at the chase format this year, and basically if you win, you're in. There's an added bonus to finding victory lane on Sunday, so it'll be very competitive.
All right, so this last week at Michigan, Jimmy Johnson won, and let's talk about Countdown to Green. Tell us about Countdown to Green, the pre-race show.
Well, we have gone with the theme the last couple of years of all-access coverage. We try to take the fans to places they don't normally get to go, and I think we've had great success with that the first couple of weeks. Week 1, we followed Josh Wise and Phil Parsons Racing, and that's an organization, single-car team, underfunded, limited employees, and so they really have to work hard week to week. Josh Wise has got a great story as the driver because he's a triathlete, so I think we had a lot of success there taking fans behind the scenes with him. Last week we followed Austin Dillon, who's brought back the 3-car this year. Really interesting perspective of a rookie driver who's going through the steps for the first time in the Sprint Cup Series. And on Sunday, this week, Countdown to Green, 2 p.m. Eastern Time on TNT, we'll follow Marcus Ambrose. Our crews have been with him all week long, and as we all know, this is a real big week for Marcos as he tries to go out and get a win in Sonoma, and I think we all know what a good road course racer he is.
Yes. So what exactly is Larry McReynolds' role with the TNT coverage?
Well, Larry's a little bit different for us than what he does for Fox. In the Fox portion of the schedule, he's in the booth with Mike Joy and Darrell Waltrip, and basically making observations as a crew chief. With us, we have 2 drivers in the booth, Wally Dallenbach and Kyle Petty, and so Larry has got his own little race compound set up where he follows the strategies of the race, but he also has a test car, and this is a real car that could go on track in Sprint Cup races. That Larry goes out and he shows you the ins and outs of what's happening throughout the race through the eyes of a crew chief, which I think is an added bonus and something you don't normally get to see in a Sprint Cup broadcast.
All right, so for Countdown to Green, is that you and Larry McReynolds, or just Wally Dallenbach and Kyle Petty? Are they also down there with you?
We believe in getting everybody involved. I'll be on track a lot of times, taking you through some of the storylines of the day. This weekend, Larry McReynolds is going to spend time with the crew chief before the race. As we talk a lot about strategy at road courses, we'll get the driver's perspective from Wally Dallenbach and Kyle Petty. In fact, Wally will be in our test car on track tomorrow, and that's a piece we'll put together for Sunday's edition of Countdown to Green. And our pit reporters will be all around the track interviewing drivers and talking about the different pieces to the puzzle when it comes to Sonoma.
Let's talk about the pit reporters. Y'all have Matt Yoakum, Marty Snyder, Chris Neville, and Ralph Shaheen, all who have totally different backgrounds. Like Ralph does another series on Fox Sports 1, Matt does Fox, Chris Neville does some stuff, and Marty Snyder's on NBC. So do you think it's good to have different perspectives and people who do different stuff?
Yeah, I think pit reporting is a job that there's no right or wrong way to do that job. And I think when you have guys that come from different backgrounds, you get a different perspective. And I think those guys bring a different skill set. As you pointed out, they all come from different areas of the sport. But I think they create good balance for us on pit road on Sunday, and I think that's one of the many ways our coverage is unique.
All right, so this year is the final year for the NASCAR on TNT broadcasts. So, are you planning to do anything special for that?
Well, we will, we'll go through, as I said, our all-access coverage, and we look forward. I think Daytona is always a big race for us, which will be special, and then, we'll wrap it up in New Hampshire. But we didn't, I think our philosophy has always been, and this is really the philosophy of Turner Sports, when we cover an event, we want it to be about the event. We understand that fans are tuning in to, in our case, see the drivers, but it's the NBA to see the teams on the court. And so we don't want to make it about us. Unfortunately, TNT will not be a part of the TV package going forward. But I don't think you'll see anything different. We'll say our goodbyes and our thank yous when that time comes at New Hampshire. But in the meantime, we're going to make it all about the action on the track and not about us.
All right, so here's a little bit of a personal question. What are you gonna do during the after your TNT thing? Are you gonna do Race Hub? Are you gonna take a vacation? What's your plan?
Yeah, I'll continue to work with Fox Sports 1 on NASCAR Race Hub, and this fall we'll have a good bit of that track programming with the Camping World Truck Series, the NASCAR Nationwide Series, practice and qualifying, and also the Sprint Cup Series. So I'll be filling in where they need me, helping out as much as I can, and I look forward to that.
All right, thanks, Adam, for your time. And the interview will be up tonight. Thank you.
All right, you got it, Josh. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. That's Adam Alexander, everybody.